Welcome. Only a few requests left now. Assuming no more unlock. Also, yes, I'm aware that connection's been pretty shit already. Oh, if there's 3 disconnects, I'll stop the stream there, just so we have that clearly stated. Shaped things. I have also found many egg-shaped things. Hey, thank you. Alright, I'm taking this because we can do the gold bird quests along the way. But I just had thought that the ink doesn't look like what I was thinking. Oh, hey Frost, it has been a long time. You know, I don't have a long form answer for how's it going. So I'll give you the short form answer. Good. 4-day weekend. Alright, where did I mark? Because I marked Anks when I found them. They should be on the lower floors. It's fortunately where the gold-furred beasts are. Yeah, there's an Ank. There be an Ank. That should really be it on that floor, so then... Is that really it for Anks? I really only find 2? I thought there are more. Well, good excuse to rescour the floors. I thought about getting a Google image to show what Ank I've got, but I don't want to go through the hassle switching scenes, even though it's relatively easy. Actually, I should look up just to be sure I know what's being talked about, because I was thinking, yeah, there's an Egyptian symbol called an Ank, which is similar in design to a cross with a loop on the top. I'll see if I have enough space here. And then... very simple shape for it, but something like that. That's what I was thinking when I hear Anks. However, if it's part of an elevator, it might just be like a curved piece or something. I'll quickly Google that. No, again, first thing pops up is the religious symbol. I don't really know how this could be related to elevators. No, I don't know what I'd have to look up to figure out anything that would be mechanical looking. Okay, how have you been, Frost? I noticed you've been playing a little bit of Destiny 2, any bit of Warframe. I don't know about other games, I don't remember them off the top of my head. Yeah, no, we're Steam friends. I see your activity, at least when I'm online. Right, 424. Hank E. That implies there's 5 Hanks. Oh no. I mean, good for the gold fur quest, but oh no. Oh yeah, Witcher 3. I even have The Witcher 3. 'Cause I've seen it on... I know it's been on my wishlist for a long-ass time. I've seen it on sale, so deeply discounted. But... ugh, I don't think I ever actually went out and bought it. Trying to think, where the hell else could I have found some inks? Are they all going to be on the 24th floor? Do I just have to erase my mapping for the entire stratum and go over things tile by tile? Maybe. I want to get here, so I need to trace... Oh, there. Normal stairs. Okay. Which means we go to the elevator on the west side of the Twin Towers, and take elevator to the 23rd floor. But to do that, we have to go back up to the 21st floor. This is what happens when you don't take care of your infrastructure. Alright, I'm also remembering my plans for character skill point allocation because I am also not content with T-Dragon's build, and I'm waiting for level 70 to change that. Maybe you saw it on the Discord message, Elias Mattis. Is it me or yeah? In Latin class, I was taught the V's are pronounced like W's because they don't actually have a W in the Latin alphabet. I don't know anymore. Latin's not really we don't have any spoken records, I think. Which makes me wonder how they figured out the pronunciation. Yeah, I'm aware probably have screen cancer right now. That's, as I said at the start, connection is looking piss poor today. And if it disconnects, like fully on disconnects, I have to restart stream manually type thing 3 times. I'm just gonna let it be after the 3rd. Because again, the hope is that it's transient. Just deal with this for a bit and the connection's contact. When is it ever fine? Yeah, also means there may be more silent lulls because it's like, I don't want to be talking and not be connected. Because I'm not going to... Oh shit. Well. I don't know if Inferno's good enough to take them all out, so... I'll flame one. Yeah, that's why I don't like fighting too much squids. Where was I before the connection dropped? skill point allocation was 1, but the games, right, games. So I still end up defaulting to Warframe play, and I've been trying to shift that to Armored Core 6. It kind of worked. I'm also trying to play new games, because that playing the same thing the whole time tends to make you more... Hey there, Ankdy. So there are at least 5 Anks. Well, I'm going to start at floor 24. I'm not going to delete the yellow tiles just because... whatever. But, yeah, I still kind of default to Warframe, and I'm not having a good time starting new games. And I want to, because I know when I play new games I tend to be a fair bit happier overall. So I'm gonna leverage stream for that after Etrian Odyssey anyways. This we are going to be... I might turn auto mapping on for like the first time ever. Just because that'll make things easier for me. Although I'm worried it's going to fuck up my maps. Okay. That's... there. There we go. Looks kinda cool. Wireframe map. Alright, just 4. Hey Manko, connection's bad today. A heads up. Okay, so now we're going to... I do want to see how it interacts with yellow tiles. But I will leverage auto mapping so that we can try to find all the Anks, at least on 24th floor. Okay, there's another way I can do this. I just thought auto mapping would be a little bit smarter. You've seen how I do manual auto mapping. I just get the brush tool, put it on my icon, and keep walking. It maps for me. But yes, there are at least 5 Anks. Okay, it does not overwrite the yellow. Good. And I apparently only noted the location of 2 of them. This is going to be pretty much finding a needle in a haystack. Yeah, I'm gonna get that rest in first. Don't worry, you'll be there again. Action Explorer skill. Now then, what I was thinking is, I don't really use healing. Peace Palette I do use. I don't know if I really want healing or not. I understand why I chose it. Because if healing is good enough on its own with Immunize, then that's great. But like limited buff slots, and like we're already using 2 buff slots permanently, Bravery and Immunize. Use 1 buff slot to fight over, for either Ifrit, Ymir, Tyrannus, Healing, or Peace Palette. And having used Ifrit, Ymir, and Tyrannus, really fucking good. So I'm thinking of dropping healing so we have enough skill points to max out those 3. Now, why not just use Ifrit first, then cast Immunize, and then Bravery, and then Healing, which will knock off Ifrit, Ymir, Tyrannus, because it's the debuff we care about, not the buff. But what about when we recast? When we recast, it's going to be a whole song and dance. Heh. That's going to be a whole song and dance when we recast. If I do it like that. I understand that's an option. And for short enough fights, that is definitely what I would do. But for longer fights, I'd rather it be easier to maintain the buffs by just keeping that up as one of our buff slots. We could retire. And if we retire, we'll gain like 3 more points and like 6 more skill points, which is nice. Then you're level 30, and they have to grind you back up to level 70. And as we've established, these first couple of games aren't too great. Or rather, I think the current me is not as conducive to grinding as I would have thought. Or maybe I'm just sick of the first Etrian Odyssey because, god damn it, Untold. Either way, we're gonna rest. We don't need to retire. Actually, let me double check. Alright, good, you still have everything equipped. Okay. Level 10. There's max. Peace Palette max. Erasure. Let's see. The benefits 3, so it wants to be level 5. Now we have 27 left. Yeah, this is pretty good, point-wise. Which means we can invest 1 point into HP up, because not having any points is kind of bad. Max out Ifrit, max out Ymir, also land Tyrannus. There we go. Now you'll get to be the nice level again. I think that last skill point's probably going to go into HP up. Just because I don't think there's anything else truly important. Maybe Shelter. Yeah, what about Shelter for Mercury? Oh. Okay. So here's the thought process behind this. If the enemy has a debuff skill, you can cancel out the debuff with a corresponding buff. Magnitude doesn't matter, it's what stats it affects. So if we put 1 point into Shelter, we can cancel out a defense debuff. Put 1 point into Mercury, we can cancel out a speed debuff. I don't know what uses a speed debuff, though. Like, ever. Also, this is weird. OBS has a bad connection, and YouTube says I have no data. Never mind. Finally caught up. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll put the last point into shelter. Unless the defense buff cancels out immunize. Ooh. That'd be something to consider as well. Anywho, we'll next come back up for Thunder Dragon, because I don't quite think Climax is as good as I was hyping it up to be in the 4th round. So I was remembering the threshold wrong. I thought the threshold would be like 50%. It's 25%, if not 20. It's when their HP bar goes red. And knowing what our damage output is, if the HP bar is red, they have at most one more turn to live anyways, so what's Climax really useful for? Aside from an instant kill conditional. We can just formaldehyde that. Whenever the hell we get formaldehyde. God, if formaldehyde's a conditional too, then fuck. Yeah, we'll get ecstasy, we'll get boost up there. And that'll be that. What's your HP at now? 400. 400 hit points, which is like fine. Fine. Well, I know I bought a thread, but I gotta double check. Yeah, we have one. And 4 gold fur. Alright. That goes down to 25th. It's this one that I guess the 23rd. Yeah, I'll admit, I don't really have a strong will to grind this game out on my own time. Yeah, I don't even really want to grind out Warframe lately either. A lot of this in big rooms. Does a lot of snake movement. Weird how Blazer does more damage than Flame. Fire weakness. Let's try to bash this guy's face skull in with just melee attacks and flame the other one. Yeah, that's doable. TP. I'm going to be doing this search method floor by floor. I know this is definitely something I could eat up in multiple streams depending on how unlucky we are in actually finding the Anks. So will refuse to use the guide, though. Just the way of the wall, I mistook it for an inspect prompt. Alright, another chance at gold fur. Yeah, now we're up to 5. Seriously, this is like 40% of our HP in a single hit is normal for these earlier games, but I can't say I'm too fond of it. That is because we took a request. Find the ink-shaped parts in the 5th stratum and deliver them to the tavern. According to what we have found so far, because my map only lists the locations of 2 inks, and it's Ink D and Ink E, which implies there's an Ink A, B, and C. Potentially an Ink F as well. I don't know. And we also have another request to get 10 gold fur. Which is a bitch of a request. Because you need to know where monsters that drop gold fur appear. You then need to encounter those monsters that can drop gold fur, and then those monsters need to actually drop gold fur. And you need to have that, all those stars align 10 times. In a game that's trying to keep you playing for a long-ass time, like a live service game, such as an MMO, or our looter shooters we know, I can understand why it'd be designed like that. This is a single-player game. And again, I think they were a bit misconstrued with what audience they're making this first one for, because they have Scavenge. Scavenge is a terrible skill. Alright, so Scavenge, within the context of the game itself, is a great skill because it increases the drop rates of everything. It's a terrible skill because in order for Scavenge to be useful, you have to lower the drop rates of everything. The mere presence of its... the mere existence of this skill means that nothing is a guaranteed drop, not even conditionals. Yeah, conditional drops. You're supposed to kill boss monsters in a very specific way in order to get a drop that's not 100%. Or it's just a chance altogether, like some conditionals, several conditionals so far have just like a 10% drop rate. What the fuck? So yeah, really nice to have a skill that ups drop rates, but the fact it exists means the drop rates are shit. And they had to make them shit in order to make the skill useful. That's another reason why the gold fur quest is so bad. Like, I tried grinding it out for, I don't know, an hour, hour and a half, and like, alright, we got 3 in half a stream's worth. Let's just not. And get the gold fur passively, instead of actively. Yeah, I mean, you've seen how far we're in right now, a half hour in. We've gotten 2 gold fur, which is quite lucky, but as you're seeing with the encounters, this is an area where gold fur dropping enemies can spawn, and we aren't really encountering them that often. There's nothing we can do about that. Okay, here's one. There's like 2 enemy types that drop gold fur. It's a gold boar and a gold bison. And we get nothing. No drops for us. As for the ink stuff, like, you can find the inks without the request being active, so if I was very extremely thorough, I probably would have found all of the inks by the time I did the quest, and I could just go, alright, just go to here, 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 and here. But what was thorough enough for me only found 2 of the eggs. So now I just have to be extra thorough and redo the maps, which is a pain, but understandable why. It's for this request, there aren't any chances, it's just, can I find them or not? This is the other enemy that can drop gold for. We're gonna go and scorch it, though. I don't like rollers. I don't think it reduces the gold per drop rate, though. It's low enough as is. This is the only request in the game like this, too, so it's not like you're used to it. Like the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time. Because the Water Temple in isolation is like an intriguing puzzle and not terribly difficult, but in the context of the whole game, Water Temple is just a spike in difficulty. You are not thinking, you're not in the right headspace for the Water Temple when you enter it, which is why everyone hates it. Okay, so the only slightly tricky part with the remapping process is that I have not undone the yellow, because that's faux padding, and if you haven't noticed, I've killed everything on this floor. So if I undo the yellow, I'm gonna have to wait till the foes respawn to redo it, and I don't know how to do that, so just remembering to check all their dead ends, too. Now, again, if we're lucky, all the Angs are on the 24th floor. I just need to, you know, scoot around to all the dead ends and whatnot until we find Ank A, B, and C. If not, F and G and H, and I don't know how many Anks there are. All I know is there's at least 5. If they aren't on the 24th floor exclusively, then I'm going to have to redo this process for all of the floors in the 5th stratum. I know they only appear in the 5th stratum, which restricts things to 5 floors, which, yeah, better than restricting it to 25 floors. That'd be a pain in the ass. Like having to find a grave and they don't tell you where the grave is. Yeah, Fluff told me where the grave was. Not the request. The request did not say where the grave was. You know, I have a feeling there might be an Ank in here, and I'd understand why I didn't pick it up on the map, because I would have gone in and seen, alright, it's a dead-end closet, let me just back out and that. I care about my maps being accurate. I really make sure my maps are accurate as I can, and as detailed as I can with the tools available. I don't step on every tile. I don't go out of my way to step on every tile. That's what I would have had to have done to have found all of the Anks beforehand. And there's no Ank in here, never mind. Alright. Gold for Python. Not because it drops gold fur, but because it actually can hit pretty hard to let it live. Of course we get no drops. Not to remind you, we do have Scavenge 5. Although I think you can stack Scavenge, which is like another reason to make drop rates fucking abysmal. Okay. Gosh. Again, it's 2 drags of a request. However, on the upside, I'll probably complete one while doing the other. I'm hoping I'll get the gold for a request done. There's our 6th gold fur, I think. Yeah, that's 6. 4 more! Now, one flaw of the searching method is that I am assuming I don't have to face a wall to interact with an Ankh, because for some interaction prompts, it is a wall you have to inspect. But the Ankhs are on the floor, and the text descriptions for when you find them outside of the request also say they're on the floor. So I'm assuming you don't need to be facing a wall, which means I can just step on the tile so you can inspect prompt and done with it. Yes, I know they have a gold shell, but that's not gold fur. I got blue blood instead. Yeah, I already filled out a good chunk of the map, though. Also kind of highlights how we have, like, disparate sections. This floor is basically in 3 sections you have to access from 3 different entries. Well, not strictly 3 different entry points, but still. There's like 2 entry points to each section? Ish. Gold shell. Okay. I mean, that's just mining. Oh, I forgot to use flame. Oh well. Also, yes, we will need to use Peace Ballad, so... Is it just defend on low health? That's nice. I mean, I don't need to bring Amritas if I can just do Peace Ballad like this. Alright, one more turn and Alyssa should be max TP. Okay. Are they being specifically to golds, or am I just misremembering that? Oh, hey, gold fur. Well, chance of gold fur. I will say they do learn their lesson in these types of requests pretty quickly, and that later on they'll have... Later in the series, they'll have requests that are like, oh yes, we need to exterminate this specific monster type, and the request will actually change all the random encounters to be just that monster. Earl Crest was like, oh yes, there's been like a surge in the mole population. They're kind of taking over the floor. You need to go in there and thin the herd. You go up there, and you're only fighting moles the entire time. It's not a chance to fight the monster you're trying to kill. It's literally just that monster, which also gives you a little narrative resonance because you have a. They said the moles have overpopulated to the point of taking over the floor, and all you're seeing are moles. That's later entries. This is the first one. You're just trying to make their own spin on wizardry here. I'll say I'm not a huge fan of wizardry. I mean, given Etrian Odyssey is based on wizardry, I definitely have given it a shot, but I found the stat calculations in wizardry-style games to be a bit too simplistic. Yeah, let's not have everybody burn TP. Let's just... Oh, they're weak to everything. Never mind. Yeah, like this yellow auto path I made specifically to farm gold fur. It's like, yeah, no. Oh, that's too much running for me. Honestly, if this were on a DS, I'd be totally cool with it, though. Because the DS just has... You just close it. Go into sleep mode. Bring it wherever, and it's light. But this is like on a desktop, or on a Steam Deck. And a Steam Deck isn't really as portable as a DS ever was. I guess that's also part of design too, isn't it? I think that's number 7. Number 8, 2 more gold fur to go. We didn't get blindsided. Alright, and... how am I gonna treat this? You know what? I think I should just preemptively color everything. I'll handle recoloring it later. I end up finding all the inks they aren't all on the 24th floor, but I feel like instead of it being restricted to a floor, because in the first game especially, they kind of interwove the floors. Like starting with the second stratum, a floor is not a self-contained thing. It just kind of keeps going from one into the next, up and down and up and down. So I suspect they have a specific zone the inks can appear in rather than a floor. And yes, I use the term zone because it could encompass multiple sections of different floors. I don't know how much or how many, just that they exist. So yeah, I'll do this for the 23rd and 25th floors. Because we don't need to enter the 22nd or 21st floors to access most, if not all, locations in the 23rd and 23rd floor. Again, maybe... no, that comes from down... that comes from above, though. This section. Except for... you can get there by elevator, too, though. It's not necessarily a walled garden like some other areas. Alright, good thing I made that assumption then. Yeah, my search area is definitely wider than it should be, but whatever. Better safe than sorry. Oh, and now you get to have the knowledge of knowing when I have near misses, and you can't say anything about it either. Cool. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing for you, though. Alright, with that, the 23rd floor is done. I will now do the same thing to the 25th floor. Because my memory is telling me I found inks on the 25th floor, but I haven't mapped out anything. Ah, you're saying they appear on floor 21 and 22 and basically the entire stratum. Well, that is technically spoiling things, although I guess not so much. Because the request just told us, yeah, they appear in the 5th stratum. It'd only really be a spoiler if you told me they appeared in not the 5th stratum. And also, when I read the word up, I was thinking, you know, physically up, which is floor 19 and 20 and 18, like, that's not the 5th stratum anymore. But number-wise, yeah. Yeah. Actually, the 21st and 22nd floors are a little busy map-wise, so let me just skim those again. That's the first stratum. There we are. Oops. Oh, yeah. Ah. Let's say Ank. Here's that. Yeah, that's also an egg. So I probably got most of the eggs then. And my memory's telling me that there's an egg on the 25th floor, but looking at my map, I don't see any kind of markings for an egg. And I know I didn't step on every single tile either. Because there was... where was the room? Like, here. I'll color it in so you can actually see it better. Like this room, I just kind of like stepped there and was like, oh yeah, I see how this looks like, mapped it out and then turned around. But if there's an ank in there, then yeah, of course I'd miss it. Still want to map this place out, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Freaking cutscene takes control, so you can't really do good mapping job. Well, I'm gonna go and claim those two anks here. I'm going to I want to say I'm going to assume those are just it. But to be honest, I just don't want to widen my search area that far. Just yet. Yeah, I want to say you could map during... Wait, could you? Yeah, you could. Well, not during, like, the full screen cutscene. That you could map during, but, like, while dialogue's going on, yeah, you can, but you can't look around. It wasn't until the 3DS games where they actually added the stick, the camera movement, they could actually look around, and even then, I can't, like, turn left, right, or behind us while talking. Apparently too rude to do that to a monster. This is what I don't want to fight, because I know we can take down 2 quickly enough. What about 3, though? Alright, Alyssa, how fast are you at casting Flame? You are not fast enough. Yeah, the 3... Oh, hey, it's our 9th gold bird. Yeah, I totally get why you're there. But it's been pretty rare that we fought 3 Muscoids in an encounter. They exist, of course, but, you know, haven't really been around here that. And as soon as I say that, we get another 3 Muscoid fight. God damn it. This is also where All Slash would come in handy. Okay, because I was fast sorting, I don't know if Caduceus was faster than Sleep Pollen. But clearly that worked. Alright, level 70. Okay, it took me a minute to get. Do what you're referencing when I read blue check marks, but I didn't quite get Muscoids until a minute in. Alright, so now T-Dragon 70, so I'm going to rest, get points out of Climax, and shift them into boost up. So I'll be real, I thought I might need Climax at some points, but like, our offense is overwhelming. We don't need Climax. No Climax on their own. Alright, so double toss for... Yes, we need 1 more gold fur. So it looks as though going for Angst is actually a good idea. Also, I know there's like a couple of whips. Yeah, there's Dominator and then there's Thorn Whip. And I'll be real, I'm not sure which one I should really get. I'm leaning towards Thorn Whip though. I don't know why I get Tech +9 now. I don't think I'll turn it down either. So it wasn't until... Yeah, no, literally it wasn't until 5 when they split Tech up into Instant Wiz. tech factors into elemental defense in every single game that has tech. Which is why tech is such an important stat. Even on classes that don't actually use tech, it just means they take less damage from the elements. Well, the non-physical elements. I think it should also play a role in infliction rates, but I remember reading that the formulas were bugged in the first game and tech didn't really count, and maybe they fixed that for the HD, I don't know. Yeah, I'll do Thorn Whip, because that's just a lot more attack power. Yeah, oops. Rest yet. There, and rest. Check equipment, good to go. Alright, oops. Yeah, I guess. I'll reiterate, I'm aware the connection is bad today. So, be aware of that. Best to see. Max up, boost up. And then we just have to max out attack up. And we're basically back to where we began. Fantastic. Probably should have maxed out attack up first, but whatever. Alright, to get to that egg here on the 21st floor, we need to go to the 22nd floor. But we can just take the stairs for that. I don't think we can take the closest stairs, though. We have to go across the way. As for the 22nd floor egg, that one may be very much out of the way. Again, I'm just going to assume and hope and pray that there's just the one ink on these floors that I have found. The one on the 21st, one on the 22nd, and the rest of them are just in the 23rd down. Because, oh boy, if they're not. We have to redo this whole per tile search thing. For an extra 2 floors. Should have taken the elevator, god damn it. This is why you should consult your maps before planning a route. Wrong floor. So I used to point to the 23rd. May as well explore this while we're here, because it is just this one room. Oh boy, muscoids. Again, if I cleaver one, rest of y'all normal attack the other, we're good. Oh. Got all 10. Alright, I'll finish up this room and then head back to town, and I will not be using a thread for it. Okay, cool. So that's like 10 of our 60 inventory slots being used on fucking fur that we can't even sell. As some rich asshole merchant that apparently people don't like just wants to have a gold-trimmed fur suit. Fair enough, we got the request, but like, come on, man. Alright. Finally fucking done. I took it because it's a Nectar 3, but this is not worth a Nectar 3. Worth at least 2 Nectar 3s. Okay, cool. So there's just those 2 left. Means we can just worry about the ink thing. Although, hold on. For heroism... Right, so that's about fighting the... Drake. Drake is the name. And Wyvern is Wyvern. Wait a minute, what about the Fire Drake? Or Dragon? Because there's the 3 dragons. And they have the Asian dragon be dragon, and then the ice one be Drake, and then the fire one be a wyvern. But we already have a wyvern. Huh. I guess we'll find out. For now, I'm saving the fact that the gold fur quest is fucking done. Oh my god. Yeah, fire is after Wyvern, but wasn't the fire one also called Wyvern? That's what I'm getting at. What is its name here? And with that, we should have, yeah, 10 items. The Nectars are revivals, the Thericas to remove debilitating status ailments in case we actually get stuck in that kind of predicament, and then a thread to get the fuck out of town. I only really ever use the Nectars, though, when I think about it. I know, right? You don't know what it's called either. But they already have Dragon for the Volt one. Are they just both called Dragon? Are they both called Wyvern? Do they just have a Drake and then a Drake too? But now I'm thinking about this, I have been using this type of medical supply stash. It used to be 15 back in the day, but ever since Etrian Odyssey 3, so I wanted to have some medical supplies on hand without clogging up too much of my inventory. Oh, Wyrm. Yeah, Wyrm would make sense. Okay, yeah, Wyrm gives us a 4th name. Yeah, I know Dragon's the Volt one. Drake should be the Ice one, which means Wyrm is the Fire one. Probably changed it to... That's why I'm thinking Wyvern, because Wyvern and Wyrm are similar at the start. Wyrm is the Wyrm. I'm just thinking right now, I can probably cut back his medical supplies even more, because I never used the Thericas. Like, I get why they're there, but man, I just don't use them. I really do not ever have a use for them. So, how much can I cut this down by? I'm hesitant to completely remove all of the Thericas, because what if we do need them? What if Fluff gets headbound when we need to heal? What if we also get confused or something? That's a problem. But at the same time, when has it actually been a problem? That's right. B for bailment. And A for Abind. Yeah, that's the sentiment I've been using for all these years, but, like, I've had these for years. I mean, not in this specific save file, but, like, I've had this practice since, 12 years now. And I haven't needed them. It doesn't really matter if I have immunize them. It's a good point. It matters if this is the turn Immunize is going to go out, and if I'm going for a boss fight, I'm going to bring these anyways, but, like, just for exploring? I guess, like, one? One of each, I guess? I could technically cut down on one Nectar too, but I'll be on the safe side and have 3. Or do I? Or do I? Probably store the Nectar 3s for... never mind. I'm not going to store those for boss fights, because I'm going to have to go through the hassle of withdrawing and storing, and it costs 100 Entol per store, so I'd rather not do the whole switcheroo. Later games when it's free, yeah, I'd save the 3s for boss fights and use the 2s for exploring, but here, the cost associated with it, I think I'll just stick with the 3s. Now, the reason I want to cut down on medical supplies is because this shares the same inventory space as the loot. The less medicine I bring, the more loot I can carry, which means the more Entol I can get, or technically the longer Ironic, I can explore for longer if I bring less medical supplies. So I have more backspace. Now, I don't remember a time where I've actually needed 3 nectars. Needed to use 3 nectars. So again, 3 is that just in case, but practically speaking, I only need 2. Again, I have 2 nectar 3s or 3 nectar 2s. Take your pick on which number is that comes first. Anyhow, that'll cut down on our supplies by a lot. Like, this is also why I stopped bringing medicas and somas. Oh, hey, F. Guess it'll be good morning to you. It is good eat. It's 15 to 10 evening or afternoon. This is afternoon. And I guess the evening starts at 1600. So good afternoon. Afternoon, Sora. Yeah, because originally, when I started this practice, I would carry around 3 medicas, 3 nectars, 3 Therica A's, 3 Therica B's, and I think a couple of somas, or maybe even 3 somas, and the Ariadne thread. And that would be the supplies I'd have the whole time, and like, I thought that was a good spread, like it would cover a lot of scenarios, except I keep finding like, I never need the medicas, I never need the somas, Thericas I'm now realizing I don't need at all, nectars like occasionally, but it's only when the person who knows Revive actually goes down. Although in this playthrough, nobody knows Revive. That's too expensive to get. I'm happy with the build, but you don't know Revive. Let's just be clear about that. But with Immunize, who dies in the first place? Good night, Alyssa. I know you're a 1 hour difference from me. And there's buffing items, which I also haven't really been using at all. I've seen the speedrunners and the challenge runners using the buff items a lot, so I'm aware that they can be potent and useful, but it's like... These are single target buffs. I deal with party white buffs, and they conflict with the buff slots, so it's like, how would I fit them into my rotation? Okay. Wow, it really doesn't aggro. Here on Skillet. Oh, it's a Desolar! How wonderful! These things, I've mentioned how annoying these guys are. They're not a threat at all, but man. I ain't a fan. Okay, now from here we then just go to the stairs. And that's a lot of rabbits. Oh, too late. Okay, good. Just to be clear, those rabbits, they may not seem like a threat, they have an instant kill attack. I mean, it's a low chance to activate, so chances are you'll go hundreds of hours killing those things before you actually get insta-killed by it, but just be aware it's there. Be aware of that when prioritizing your targets. Yeah, we really can't just auto-attack at this point. Oh, yeah, I need to move that foe icon. Oh, you're really not wrong there. Okay, the things with face. We're gonna go for a headbind. Do I use Immunize? I think I'll just try to go for 3PS this time. PPT, damage return. Okay, I mean, look, just like a Desolar, it's almost dead. So I have to actually consider... I actually view that thing as a potential threat, unlike the Desolar, which is just an annoyance. It's just a Zubat. Alright, now is this Ank A? That's just my guess. That's okay. Again, well, they don't let us activate the look at the map. It's like this take up the whole screen. Or is it just the bottom screen before? But it is nice trade. There is a trade-off of being able to use the keyboard to do it and just hitting enter twice. And that's it. Just type out the note. Double hit enter, and we're good. Faster. I still would prefer being able to look at the map, though. Alright, that's ink A and B, so now we need ink C, and if there's any other inks after E. Yeah, missing ink A and B, that was definitely on me because I did find them. I had marked them on the map, but I didn't look closely enough at all the maps. I just thought, yeah, no, I don't see anything of note here. It's just kind of clustered around other icons. Best we can do is predict the text. Ah, that's true with the Switch. And it's half true with the Steam Deck, because with the Steam Deck, yeah, it does take up the whole screen and you don't have a keyboard, except you do. It's not a standard keyboard, mind you, but it is still a keyboard. And the Steam Deck also has a touchscreen, although I don't use it. I don't want to get fingerprints on my screen. I have taken extreme care to make sure that the screen stays pristine. Not getting my fingerprints on it. I've already been down this room, haven't I? Yes, I have. But yeah, that was one of the things where I'm like, yeah, you still do get a touchscreen over PC. Not so much with the portable handheld PCs like the Steam Deck, though, which is... Oh, I already marked an ink, didn't I? If this is the last actual ink... Oh, wait, no, we already found his ink. Yeah, his ink key. Never mind. God, I found the ink here already. Not there aren't really menu flourishes or animations, because once you click through these menus real fast once you actually get used to it. And also, if you just hold down left click, you can do it like that. Yeah, so the game treats both spacebar and left click as the A button. And it actually looks at your cursor's placement for which option you want to select. So you can play the entire game, I believe. Maybe. You can play most of the game, I think, with just the mouse. I think you'd have to rebind stuff to side buttons on the mouse if you want to do it entirely with that. And of course, you can play it entirely with a keyboard as well. There's enough key bindings for that, but obviously, mapping's just a lot better with a mouse. And they even let you do movement with the mouse. Which, honestly, the icons I have there make me instantly think of a mobile game, which technically it was made for the DS, but the mobile game evokes a much lower standard of quality and lower moral standard as well than what we've got here. Oh hey, that thing's respawned. The solar, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, there was. I think it was before smartphones, though. Yeah, Japan had a lot of mobile games on the flip phone. It's, like, impressive. Or just indicting of Western tech companies, because holy fuck, they not optimize for shit. What if the douches alone be enough to take out an armor roll if everybody else auto-attacks it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's slower than the armor roll, so we still gets a hit in, but it's doable then. Just to reiterate, having a wireframe map still looks pretty dang neat. Oh hey, a monster that drops gold for, but we don't need gold for the request anymore. Huzzah! As if to mock us, we get no gold for. Okay. I'll have to check the rooms as we go by them, because I don't want to double back too much. Like, I'm strongly tempted to just keep going west, get this whole line turned blue. But then I have to walk back to this thing and, like, never get cool. Yeah, I go beyond this door. It's a longer section, so we'll just take this guy out. Dino Lich. Maybe they were renamed to Tyrant and Untold. The fire conditional drop is do not kill with stab damage. Well, actually, it's specifically do not kill with a bow attack. It did not say stab damage specifically. And that's pretty easy to do. Why don't you just always get it? 2% drop rate. Because scavenge. This or a later game would be something like, oh yeah, kill it with like its head bound, or kill it with a bolt damage, which is resistant to. Or like, don't kill it with fire damage, even though it's really weak to fire damage. And it's just like, alright, we do the hard mode fight, and we get the good drop all the time, guaranteed. No. That's not the first game. First game is fuck you, you're gonna fight this monster 50 times in order to get one drop. And you only get to fight it every 3 hours! Welcome, person with a Russian name. Alright, loot tab. Yeah, Blazer. Blazer, yeah, I could use this. Flame, bravery. Oh, sweet, actually stunned it beforehand. Or did we stun it? Maybe it's just the headbind. But really telling of how good a level 5 Ifrit was is that our damage per turn was the same as if we just used Bravery. Keep in mind, it's not just me and Alyssa doing damage each turn, there's also T-Dragon and Fluff. And you know how strong Caduceus is. So, fire weakness on top of fire weakness. Really fucking strong, and it probably should have done that, but it's already almost dead, so whatever. This is why you don't want to get blindsided. I haven't used this since the final boss. Because Caduceus isn't fast enough. And Salve... I guess Salve could work. Oh, let's just pop at me, guys. Yeah, Inferno's not fast enough. Is fire even fast enough? Actually, fire's not enough to kill, so that'd be bad either way, but it'd be something. Something. Alright. Stepped on every single yellow tile as well now, which means we have seen everything in this room. Have to go into that door on the other side of the room and then wrap up this section. So there's an Ankh C somewhere, and I don't see where. And if we get Ankh C and it says we found all the Ankhs, then like I'm gonna recolor in whatever's left and go to fucking town. About time for a peace ballad too. Okay, that should do. Yeah, no, Salve heals more than Cure, and it costs like twice as much. It heals like 3 times as much for only twice the cost. This is why you don't need the inn. Not in the first game anyways, and the Untold as well, because there's the... I mean, they got rid of this version of Peace Ballad, but, like, they still have the watering holes that fully restore you for free. How are we on inventory? 31 out of 60. Yep. Still doing good. There. Not really. I haven't played Elden Ring in just a couple of years. When the DLC comes out, yes, I'll go back to playing it. Not sure if I'll continue on a character or go into make a new one though. Because I know you're at least a little bit curious why I don't. It's because I'm the type of person to kind of 100% these types of games on each playthrough. And 100%ing it on the first playthrough was already an ordeal. And then we have to do it on NG +1, and +2, and +3, as I keep going through. And man, you could just say, then don't 100% it, but do you have any idea how strong the urge is to not miss things? So yeah, it's not great for replaying. How should I even put into it? I put in... I don't even have it in my favorites. I put in 609.2 hours according to Steam. And I think I only had like 2 characters. Yeah, I've done the thing where like I go into DLC at Dark Souls 3, we're going to DLC like NG +3, and like not a great time to do it for your first playthrough. Not a great idea. We'll see, the idea of playing through it with friends does entice me, but like, I have to keep it the same levels and in the same areas, and it's just like, eh. I know there's a seamless co-op mod that apparently a lot of people use. I also know the PvP scene's drastically improved since I was last playing as well. That got me to consider going back in and then going like, yeah, no, that I never was that much into the PvP. In Dark Souls 1 and 2 I was, But with 3, the balancing was very much not where I wanted it to be. And I'm just too burnt out from that to kind of get Elden Ring up to a fair shot. And it's better than 3 though. That much is for sure. In terms of PvP balancing. In fact, they seem to have independent damage values for PvE and PvP, which definitely help them balance things. Oh yeah, so that there is one of the complaints many invaders have, is the fact that they started in Dark Souls 3 and continued in Elden Ring, where when you're searching for a host to invade, it will prioritize more populated sessions. And since you can only have one invader under usual circumstances, there are ways to have multiple, but usually it's just one. That means if you invade, you're probably doing a 1 versus 4. Oh, there's Anxie. Yeah, this is what we've been a corner. It's like, oh yeah, that's a corner. Mapped it and moved on. We've gathered 5 of the egg-shaped parts. You look over the ones you found. They all seem to be in good condition. Artist researchers should find them helpful. Prepare to make the return trip back to Etrian to present them with the pots. Alright, here's my question right now. Because you did look this up. Are there more than 5? I didn't say I had found all of them. I just said I found enough. Yeah, like, these enemies combined, but they don't do anything else. Really a reason to bring Thericus. Just 5, okay. I will take your word for it. Okay, if it only goes to E, that means I have a lot to color in. Yeah, I have a lot to color in. But this does mean that field. There we go. Hey. Let's get started then. This is why I didn't extend it to other floors, because oh boy. That should be everything on the 24th floor, so now the 23rd floor. So I'm just gonna make sure there's a phobic on there. I think another reason I wouldn't want to get into Elden Ring at this point is because I'm trying to get myself more seriously into Armored Core 6. And combined with that I'm not sure if I'll ever quit Warframe Forever more thing going on. I don't think I have the time to sink into a full Elden Ring playthrough unless I fully commit to it, and I don't want to at this point. It's one of those adult coloring books. Yeah, it is. How could you tell? I am enticed to play games with friends just because I very rarely get to actually do that. I haven't really had any friends that I'll like be playing with across multiple games. It's like I'll find friends within the game I'm playing, and I'll play for a bit and then go our separate ways. Never really have friends where I'm just like, oh yeah, I know you from outside the game and we decided to play this together. Tried that a couple of times, could never get our schedules to match for long enough to have any meaningful progress. Yeah, it's enticed by the idea, but also am aware that it's probably not going to work out, and that will probably make sure it doesn't work out, doesn't it? As I've said, like, I'll totally play Warframe with people who want to play Warframe. But I can also do that because it's real easy to play with other people in that game. And if I need to power myself down, so be it. Otherwise, you can just do the Warframe thing of break the game. But I also know, like, not to force people into playing it because, man, Warframe is a commitment. It's not at first. It's just a fun game at first. But with the grind and you having enough fun that you want to play more, you end up committing before you know it. I have colored outside the lines. Yep. Can't say I have that issue. It's more so the friends I've met physically aren't as into games as I am, and we have tangential interests as far as genres go. Like, I did manage to get one of them to play Etrian Odyssey, but he hasn't really finished any of them. And it says how much time he puts into playing in the first place. And of course, the friends I meet while playing games, it's just like, well, our friendship kind of stops where the game stops, doesn't it? It's like, I'll play a game for years with the same friend group, and then as soon as we move on to different games, it's just never contact them again. I might have missed something. Sad in a way, but also just kind of the way of things at this point. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna play a different game. It's like, I don't have any interest in that game. Like, alright, we now have no interest in common because we're not playing the same games, and it really developed outside of that. Alright, I was gonna use a thread, but I think I'll just walk out. Where are we? Let's see where we are. Oh, we're deep in. Yeah, I can't say I'm a fan of survival games that... Am I? I haven't played many survival games, and I haven't had an urge to either, which would contribute to me not quite enjoying them. They're not something I played as a kid, I probably wouldn't play them as an adult either. Because at this point, I gotta admit, a strong factor for wanting to play stuff is nostalgia. It's like the thing I played as a kid. I mean, I like to believe I can expand my tastes, but I have a feeling they're somewhat locked in at this point. Although my tastes have changed, though. Not majorly, though, only slightly. I still like the same spectrum of games, it's just which side of the spectrum I like more than others. I think, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a bit less into grinding than I was. I think as definitely a kid, I'd probably grind just for the sake of grinding. But now it's like, yeah, I'll grind if I need to get something, but only up to a point, and I don't really grind for its own sake anymore. I like a good example of the misaligning genre taste. The friend I got to play Etrian Odyssey is into strategy games and grand strategy games, which I'm not really into that. He has gotten me to try some out, and just like how he never quite finished Etrian Odyssey despite liking it, I also never quite finished a strategy game despite also not hating it either. It's just one of those, I don't dislike this, but I'd also rather be doing other things. Although he wasn't like that at Etrian Odyssey. I'll admit to that. He was interested. We became friends over Etrian Odyssey. I was playing it before class one day, and he's just like, hey, what game is that? I like how it looks. I'm like, alright. I explained it to him. Like, I want to play that. So he bought it himself, and he played through it. Of course, he never quite finished it. I don't think he finishes any games at this point, but yeah, he likes Etrian Odyssey. So that's good. So if that wasn't the case, I'm not sure if we would have become friends. That's right. Yeah, back to the... 30,000 though. There we go. Okay, welcome back, Sora. Last message you sent was good morning. Oh, so all that's left is just stuff that give... Oh, I just remember something. I think it was the ultimate... One of the ultimate weapons requires you to get 10 drops from each dragon, so 30 drops in total. And the drops aren't guaranteed either. So just like the first Untold, I'm not gonna go full 100% on this. Probably. I'll get close though, but only within reason. Yeah, totally not suspicious. This seems like quick, easy money. I don't know what you're talking about. I've definitely heard of Grand Blue Fantasy games lately. Was it Relink? There's the fighting game that came out recently. And I think I've heard of Relink, but I didn't look into it. Mostly because, well, while I have enjoyed fighting games every now and again, I'm not a major player of fighting games. And also I know Grand Blue is... Well, the original Grand Blue is a gacha game, so real hesitant to get involved in those. In fact, I don't play gacha games out of principle, so even though it's not a gacha game, it's still tangentially related. Say that, but I've been playing Warframe solo and or with randoms, and yeah, solo's actually easier than with randoms at this point. Like, randoms can be fine, but lately, because we have more new people coming in because of the new content drop, we join randoms and they have no fucking idea what they're doing. Other times, when it's like, say, been a while since a major content drop or something, you go into randoms and it's just all veterans who've been playing this game every day for years now, and they're just like, hurry up, we've already cleared the mission by the time you load it in. Which, it's an exaggeration, but it gets across the point. It's like, if you want to grind stuff with randoms, it really does depend. Solo, though, because objectives these days tend to scale a squad size, doing solo is actually faster than with a squad of randoms. Oh yeah. I wonder if it's the one I heard of years ago, because years and years ago, I don't know how many years ago, but there was a Grand Blue RPG I'd heard of, and that caught my interest because it was an anime RPG, which I was into at the time. I'll see if I remember to check out Relink after the stream. Because, I mean, there's like an hour-ish left in the stream, and I may forget about it during that hour. No promises. No, I already sold all our stuff. Okay, so for here, I mean, you get the Dominator, but then there's the Thorn Whip. Okay, the fucking YouTube chat heart bullshit is covering the number. From what I can glean underneath it, it says 5. If it was delayed for 5 years, then it might be the RPG I saw all those years ago. Alright. Probably an entirely different game, though. 5 years is enough to develop. Okay, it depends on what the scope of the game is, and the experience of the studio, not the size of the studio. The size of the studio doesn't have too much influence on it. Sorry, the size of the studio determines A, how expensive it is, B, how big the marketing budget is, and C, how photorealistic it is. But otherwise not how quality or how fast the game comes out. More so about how experienced the dev team is and what the scope of the project is. But probably put out a game every 2 years, or a large game every 5 years, so yeah, they could have redone the game from scratch, honestly. Alright, we will just have a little snooze. And get some medical supplies. I don't know how to feel about that. Reason being is, I did play, I think it was Phantasy Star Universe. There was a Phantasy Star MMO on the Xbox 360. I had a demo that people played because you had to pay a sub to play the actual multiplayer. People were in the demo for a long time. Very long time, actually. And I had a lot of fun there. And I know there's Phantasy Star Online 2 now. That's free to play. I know free to play is just a major fucking time sink. Example, Warframe. So even though, like, yeah, aesthetically it is up my alley, I don't think I want to play that. I haven't really gone into Phantasy Star Online 2. I know my tendencies as a player. I'd have to commit fully to the game. Mayos, Somas, Nectars, Thericas... Yeah, that's about everything I can think of. I mean, we can bring more, but like, this is all I can think of that I'd actually want to use. As for HP restoring, we have Salve, or just immunize to not lose HP in the first place. For TP restoring, there's Peace Ballad. So Himeos is just like, okay, if we need emergency TP and or emergency healing, get them both in one use. Soma for party healing if Salve is not going to be quite enough, or if I have to use Caduceus or immunize that turn. Thericas, in case Bluff gets debilitated, I guess. And then the Nectars, because nobody knows Revive. I wouldn't bring the buff stuff, because we have Manko. And I know Excellas could be useful, but I don't really know the timing to use them. And we tend to kill things so fast, I don't feel like we need to spam boost that much. Yeah, I think it was Phantasy Star Universe. I do not clearly remember the name of it, but looking at the timeline of Phantasy Star multiplayer games, Universe is the one that makes the most sense. And I can say the demo was hella grinding, and the main game, which I didn't ever play, because, you know, had to pay for it. You're a kid, you don't have money. But had heard from those who had played it that, like, it's way less, like, in the actual game, you'd go through one mission and go from level 1 to level 5, or even higher. In the demo, you'd have to grind out that mission 5 times to go up 1 level. So while I know that's not appealing to everyone, it made for a very fun time, because you not only had to get good at the game, but also there were some really good vistas that they had in these in-between zones, between stages, and at the end of stuff. And those were social hubs as well, so like, you know, everyone who got to there went through the same shit you did, and you all earned that view. Yeah, it had limited content in it, of course. There were only like a few levels available, but like there was enough given how slow progress was. Like, you really had to grind to get anything in there, but I think otherwise it had all the systems. Yeah, basically through bullshit Unity. Although not Unity bullshit. Like, it would genuinely take effort to get anything of significance accomplished, both either a significant amount of time or a significant amount of skill to do so. In the demo, apparently in the actual game, they really nerf the grind, like, right into the ground. Yeah, on the one hand, I don't want to use TP, on the other hand, we can just regain it later. Alright, Sora, see you next time. I doubt there's any official Phantasy Star Universe servers up, but... Actually, I wonder what the hell happened to my demo data. Oh, I got wipes. I think they did wipes every periodically, though. Remember one time coming back and not actually having my character there. I've taken a long break, though. Yeah, that's what I figured. You fumble with the machine and find a small gap near the bottom where the ink motor may fit. You take the device from your pack and force it in, which on the front panel lights up. Once you press the switch, a strange light emanates from the machine. In the light, you are surprised to see the 25th floor as if right before your eyes. From this vision, you can now see a gigantic dragon near the path to the 26th floor. The illusory golden dragon turns its head to you, letting out a mighty roar. With that, the image vanishes. 25th floor, the site of your desperate struggles with the Lord of Yggdrasil. You shiver at the thought of facing this dragon, sure to be an even deadlier nemesis. You have the courage, and continue forth. Yeah, now there's a part of me that wants to go and check out that private server, but I also know it won't be the same experience I had back then. Nothing ever will be. Remember it now. Because, I mean, the private server, that won't be the same as the demo version. And it also won't be with the same people I played with back then. Man, that really was a tight-knit community, though. The right word? I don't know. Oh, fairly welcoming, though. As you said, united through bullshit. I mean, all the rewards felt worthwhile just because of how much effort we had to put into it. Yep, yeah. I know, right? Who would have thunk it? But those, so how it went is there were a few select worlds in the demo. I think there were like 4 total. Each one had 3 levels, and the final one was a boss stage. But in between each one, there was like a little social hub where you could just kind of, I guess, take a breath, maybe go over your items, change out some stuff. I forget if there was a shop there or if it was just like an in-between thing. Of course, after the boss stage, you have another little social hub there, which was always a grand view. It can be at the top of mountains, near an ocean, like they'd always make it absolutely beautiful after the boss stages, to the point that there was always a rather sizable amount of players who would just stay there instead of leaving, because once you left, you'd have to beat the boss again, and I mean going through the entire planet stages to get to there again, so you just kind of sit there and take in the view until it was time to go. And again, it's like, I think to today's gamering age, that would probably sound preposterous, but back then it was all worthwhile because, again, we ascribed our own values to things. After all, none of that stuff was paid for, and it's all by our own effort. I'm gonna do a quick save before I fight the dragon as well, just because I don't forget if I actually save saves. Yeah. Well, I know. Just Strive Haze has said words on this subject. It's very true. He does say words a lot. What I remember his take on it is that MMOs were novel because they were effectively... Yeah, they have Alyssa. I generally don't use them, but when I feel like something's going to be bullshit enough, I do end up using quick saves. Oh, well, back on topic. The MMOs back then, they were novel in the fact as well as a bit different because they were effectively a chat room with a game attached. Like the original MMOs like Ultima and the original EverQuest, and even RuneScape, you could say. Like, the games weren't anything too spectacular or grand, but like, it was something to do while chatting with your friends, or new people. But nowadays, we have Discord, chats, comment sections, forums. Well, actually, forums not so much anymore, those also are dying out. But you can have the chat room and whatever game you want running at the same time. And so in order for MMOs then to compete, they have to be great games. But because of the multiplayer nature of them, that's rather difficult. And World of Warcraft, poisoning the well, rather difficult to do. And I'll explain both those sides to it. Because it's multiplayer is because you need to make sure that the mechanics are simple enough that you can send them quickly and efficiently over packets, as nothing runs multiplayer more than high latency or high packet loss. Shitty connections, basically. So you want to minimize the amount of information you need to send, which means you can't have overly complicated, precise mechanics. Because of that. And then there's the fact that it's not player fighting AI all the time. Because if it's player fighting AI, you can stack things in the player's favor however much you want. AI doesn't care, it's not programmed to care. But against another player, you have to kind of make things balanced where no one's winning too much, which makes it more difficult. Yeah. The thing with World of Warcraft is that when people play a new MMO, they think World of Warcraft, they start comparing it to it. And World of Warcraft has been around for decades now, and they have decades worth of expansions as part of their game. So you're getting decades worth of content all up front. And any new MMO that comes out is now expected, at least to a degree, to have the same level of content despite only having been out for 0 days and 0 hours. Which makes them a shit ton more expensive to develop. That, combined with a loss of novelty of we now have chat rooms that are outside of the games that we can then play in unison with the games. And it's like the whole unique thing of being a chat room with the game attached, kinda gone. Enter the room to see a gigantic dragon cloaked in lightning. Strong presence emanating from its voltage is shocking to behold. This description? A thunderous dragon stands before him. Have you the courage to challenge this fiend? If so, then step forth. Well, now I can actually map this place. cool. Although, is it blocking the stairs, or... That doesn't look like it. Unless the stairs are like an interact prompt with the wall, because I think they did that in one of the games. I wonder if there's random encounters in here. I know, right? I guess that's why we can't look around while fighting. Oh, there are random encounters. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of the route that MMOs have to take, is to kind of drop the one of the ends. It can either be massively online or just multiplayer online. Just, again, you have too many people involved, and you can't need like a perfect connection, and because of the US, you can't have a perfect connection because US ISPs are one of the many great evils of our modern age. I know, right? Like, I understand it in the minutia, but like, saying it out loud as a concept is like, what? Oxymoron. Although another thing, another point I remembered, is how MMOs have gotten easier, and how there's more competition for MMOs, which ironically makes them all worse. To extrapolate on that, because I don't think I phrased that terribly well, but I know I can explain it better, is, as I just mentioned in Phantasy Star Universe, the demo, when multiple people go through the same bullshit, they end up united. End up forming a close-knit community. Because we've all gone through the same bullshit. You know, we've put in the effort. However, people in general take the path of least resistance. Oh, alright, see ya, Alyssa. I'm rare that you leave early. Well, people in general take path of least resistance. And with so many options for MMOs, if you have a hard MMO, the player base just leaves to take a less resistant MMO. And because there isn't that bullshit for you to go through, you don't end up forming bonds with people who've gone through the same shit. So you end up with a less cohesive community that's not going to stick around for the long haul. So it really does just need to be fewer options that have more, for lack of a better word, bullshit in them for there to be like a healthy MMO community again, but that's not really going to happen because as soon as any company sees the money inside one MMO is getting, they're going to put out another one and another one and another one, and it's just going to ruin the whole thing for everyone involved, which, I mean, it's already happened. Store the corridor behind the hall where you once fought the Lord Yggdrasil. Leaving everything to be over, you'll surprise to see a man-sized hole in the floor. If you peer into it, you realize at least another stratum you've never seen. Seems your adventure is not yet ended. Your heart racing in your chest, you stand poised to explore the unknown stratum. Yeah, this is what I remember. I doubt we can access it from the other side, so I'm just gonna stay as it is. This is probably our last encounter before we fight the big old dragon dude. We're gonna peace ballad out. Make sure we have maximum TP. Oh, never mind. It just died. Yeah, I should have put 10 wounds to attack up and 5 into boost up. Oh well. Again, WoW poisoned the well. Yeah, cave to quick saving again. Oh, this is actually a good question now. Which elemental buff do we use? Because if this is the same as all the dragon fights of all time, it's going to use electric breath, and we'll want to negate that with anti-electric damage. So Tyrannus. But it's going to be weak to a different element. In fact, I think this one's weak to fire. Because I know the 3 dragons make a triangle, and it's not quite what you'd think for the weaknesses. Where's it ice? I think it's because, fire melts ice, but ice also melts into water, which puts out fire, then voltage we don't really know. And they did one of them logically, and then just went with a triangle for the rest, which means like 2 of them just don't fully make sense. Yeah, I think ice was weak to volt. Which would mean volt is weak to fire, and fire is weak to ice, unless fire was weak to volt. That would mean volt is weak to ice. This game does not have analysis scope. I really wish it had analysis scope. They wouldn't have to be guessing based off of memory and visual cues. Just buy an item, use it, get all the info. My memory is telling me it's weak to fire. But then what was Worm weak to? I want to say ice. I think that was the case. Part of me that's also saying it was Volt. Wouldn't make sense. Alright, we're gonna go with fire. We're gonna commit. And I'm also going to see if Immunize is enough. Going to take a chance on that. Nope, not fast enough on Immunize. Missed! What the fuck? Oh, I don't have enough nectar to bring everybody back. Oh, they got Corrupt Kyle, don't they? I'll say Alyssa. Alright, so gag to try and get a head find off. Oh, you just do that randomly. What the fuck? This is the first game over we've gotten the entire time. Alright. We might actually need a protector for this. It just might be that it negates all our buffs. Either way, we're going to modify our Volt Resistance. And it just goes first, what the fuck? Okay. I'm gonna try that again, because I feel like with our current party, it's just gonna be luck of the draw. So I'll give it one more go, because Echo did go before Volt Breath the first time. Yeah, no, okay. I think that was more of a fluff then. Okay, I think we'll need a protector then, which means more grinding. God damn it. No, I'll try fighting the other dragons then. Wait a minute. Let's you do that. Let's you go to the same floor. actually have to grind for the dragons. I don't know how I'll do that, because I mentioned I don't really want to... Lack of a better way to phrase it, I'm not in the mood to grind out this game in my actual free time. So I don't know how we're gonna handle the dragons. I do think retiring might give us the edge. But at the same time, it's not that much of an edge. Alright. Now we fight the Wyvern, as well as maybe a second boss as well. I've already got the medical supplies out, so that's fine-ish, actually. Keeping in mind the last breath attack, I think having 5 nectars is a fair call for an actual boss fight. If the dragon is just tougher, in accordance with the fact that it's worth over 3 times the reward of the other ones, yeah, I can understand that. I also might just give the 6th Stratum a genuine shot if the dragons are too much. Because I know this first, or rather not know, I have heard this first game has some ridiculously bullshit grinds if you want to 100% it. Which is why I'm thinking I probably won't 100% it, but just get reasonably close. As in do everything but the bullshit grinds. Yeah, I don't need like 10 of each just to get 1 sword or something. Alright, I remember this Wyvern being something I didn't tackle until I got to level 70 and didn't feel confident until then. This might be like the Golem, and that I greatly overestimated its powers. Or maybe I was right, and this is just a post-game super boss that you see in the second fucking Stratum out in the open. One of the two. I don't know what it's weak to. I'm going to take a guess for ice. Obviously head, because in the first 3 games, headbind is the only bind you really need. Like, yes, there are other binds, they can disable other skills, but all of the important skills that would wipe out your party or make your life hell, they're all head-based. 4th game onwards, though, they do change things up. Now have to kind of know, like, what's the actual limb they use the most. Alright, like binds. This is the legs. Okay. We don't have Unmind either. Well, Cleaver should be pretty similar damage. There's a Headbind. Oh. Oh, this thing's not actually dead for real. Oh, okay. I mean, it's taking a lot less damage than I was expecting it to. Especially in 1200 from Hidush's, not 1000. But at the same time, look at that health. Yeah, I don't think ice is the element we should be using. I'll say that much. Wait, you dodge with Leg Bind? What the fuck? Leg Bind should disable dodging. It gives no XP! I see where they got the idea for EO2. Obtain a tough thing from the Wyvern. Experienced senses tell you that an intense power is coming from the thing. Take it back to town to show the Rada's researchers. Like, can we, like... I don't know if we can sell this. Flute Ship Fang taken from the Wyvern's intact head. We probably can sell it, but... have to wait for it to respawn. I mean, the leg bind was unexpected, but everything else went pretty smoothly there. Oh, and the damage resistance. That was also unexpected. Yeah, I mean, it's just single wyvern, it has a nest of eggs. Like, how would it lay the eggs by itself? Unless it can asexually reproduce, but I don't know about that. Would you think a wyvern would asexually reproduce? Actually, can we? Yeah, we can. And sell it. Going to, though. Let's get this request done. Request is worth more than 5,000 intel. Although it depends what we actually get from in the shop from the Fang. Yep, I track up Wyvern's nest. Can't even say that. Okay, okay. That unlocks the dragon fight. 15th floor. Well, maybe I think with this we can... Yep. Still find it weird that Thorn Whip is underneath Dominator. Either way, though. Alright, so there's Duogar. There's Thorn Whip. Warhammer. Right, there's Arcana Rod. And then there's Arc Drawer. Right. Oh, we're gonna go over Arcana Rod next because more tech is better. Alright, 15th floor is... Yeah, it's third stratum. Okay, we're gonna go up from the 4th. Oh, dude, finally get to see what's like up north and whatnot, because... like, you can kind of see up north this way, there's like beyond the low distance, and I keep thinking, there has to be some stuff there, right? Or actually, not whether there is stuff there, but just I want there to be a way to get there, because I want to make sure my map is filled out and accurate, and not just assumptions. You know? This quest is literally just fight Korra Train Volt to get a drop from it, and like, well, fuck. Already dead. Gonna have to wait a while. I think the respawn timer in the original was 3 days, but like now I think they increased it to whatever the hell the new timer is. Which fine for exploring if you're gonna aggressively in, but man, if you gotta farm shit, 3 days is a lot better. As you continue through the labyrinth, you suddenly feel a freezing chill from beneath. Looking below you, you find something buried in the earth, freezing the area around you. You get up and discover to your horror that it's a frozen, severed human arm. You hold it in disgust, you hear a strange cry echo through the current floor. Your muscles instantly tense at the sound of the blood-curdling cry. It fades away. This be the lost arm of the man who claims to have fought a blue dragon. What of that echoing cry? Your experience in these matters tells you that to pursue things further would be dangerous. Report back to Etria with the arm. That's an easy 30k. You hand over the item. Alright, so all that's left now are or rather, I assume all that's left are just the dragon fights, which are all of the same difficulty, it looks like. Means I'll need a protector for all of them. Hey, who would I drop for protector? Okay, not Fluff. Caduceus and Immunize. Probably not Alyssa, with elemental damage output. Not Mako for... well, maybe Mako for buffs. Actually, a good question. I remember Weird has Panic. Dragon, obviously, I think has anti-buff and binds. Oh, right, Drake was buffing itself, so we want Mako for that. Against Dragon, we can drop Mako for a protector, which would be Bismarck or... oh, I think there were two protectors we had, or Bismarck was one. Iron and Blood, we know him as well. Yeah, Noir. Noir the Rat. Yeah, they are not high level. Bismarck's level 1, isn't he? Yep. Okay, so just be bringing Noir back into the party. Getting you Fire, Ice, and Volt Walls maxed. Because I think you just need to max these out. Like, what the heck? Okay, we're gonna have to specialize you for the walls, so that. Kinda want to give them just a shot with our current party, because again, we can modify our resistances with Ifrit, Emir, and Tyrannus. I don't know if that's enough, but it's an option. We may just need to get Mako back up to 70 so he has enough agility to go potentially first. Either way, this all just reeks of more grinding. But given the time, do we even bother entering the 6th round at this point? Because it'd be like 15 minutes of exploring. Granted, I'd never have seen them before, but whatever. Oh yeah, that was a... I never utilized that. Mostly because there's like no one around me locally to actually share guild cards with, and it wasn't until 5 that I either realized or they added the ability to do the QR codes. I'm not going to say they didn't have it in 4, I don't remember if they did or didn't, but I remember I didn't really have the QR code thing until 5. At least I didn't take part in that until 5. At that point, I didn't really use that exploit, because I think I was too proud and too much of a veteran to really go through with that. Yeah, I could totally use that right now, though. I don't have guild cards, though. We don't. Theoretically, we should be good. in practice, we're too slow to act and too low rates to get it going. Because in theory, Headbind, which stops breath attacks, Immunize to reduce breath attacks down to a very small amount, and then Elemental Modifier to reduce it even further. And we can hit their elemental weaknesses while buffing ourselves, and we should be fine-ish. Issue, as we saw, too slow. Can't get the buffs out before the breath comes out. And can't reliably land the Headbind either. So, kind of worked. Get a Protector. Yeah, I only really have two options right now, either go grinding or go to the 6th stratum, and a part of me is like, I want to finish all the requests, including these post-game ones, before I head into the 6th stratum, but is that really realistic right now? Maybe I should retire and train them up, because Noir is like 32, and I'm going to rest him so I can hyper-optimize his skill point allocation, as far as the walls. I know I was making him more generalist before. But I mean, it's a good time to do a retirement for, I guess, the 5 of us. I think it's 6 more skill points in this game. I'm trying to think of that. I'm trying to think through the builds I could do and what else that would actually unlock. Because if there's anything I'd want on Fluff, it would be Unbind and Revive. I'd want to, if I can, I'd keep Salve, because then we actually have an in-combat heal and we aren't just relying on kill the enemy before they kill us, because yeah, Immunize was that fucking good. We could unlock Unbind. It never becomes all target, though. And we could have gotten Unbind up to its maximum efficiency, like, already. Level 5. It's got 6 points in HP up. Could have taken 5 out there, put it into Unbind. Being cool. As far as Revive goes, with 6 points, 5, we get it most of the way. Yeah, that really is a thing, isn't it? May as well go with items. With Revive, again, we have Nectars. But this is like less space in our bags, like space we could allocate to other things if we have Revive. Although we'd have to get it to a very high level before it's actually heals enough to outstrip a Nectar 2. And I'm assuming level 10's a full heal, but doesn't explicitly say it's a full heal, so it might not be. I wonder what the ending success rate for CPR is. If it's high enough, that might be a way to get through the breath attack. But that requires we invest 3 points into Cure and 5 points into Sal, which is 8 points already, and 18 there, and we're going to get like 11 to reallocate, although actually if I take out Salve and Cure, then never mind, we have enough. Yeah, I guess if we retire, we can go for CPR, but what else is there? TP regen? It's kinda eh. TP up, maybe? Because CPR is 20 TP. But you do have 240 right now. Thunder Dragon, I think we know what the build is. I don't think we need another 6 skill points, although we could definitely make use of them. Because we could invest that into, I'd say HP up and maybe TP up. Actually, no, HP up. HP up all the way. Thunder Dragon feels like the most fragile one in the party, even though I don't think they actually are. It's just they're the most fragile frontliner. So we can definitely use the extra points there. Not that we need the extra points. As for myself, I mean, you'd think I'd go with Hellcry or Warcry, except we had Bravery and Immunize and CPR and whatever the hell else for Mango, so it's like buff slots. It's really what it comes down to. It's physical defense, not elemental, so death up's not going to be good. HP up, I guess? I could maybe try to go for all slash, but that requires I go for 2 hit, which... All slash is only good for random clears, not for boss fights. Yeah, if I get another 6 points, I just invest them into HP up. There is the idea of investing into Tornado, but I don't think it's that worthwhile. Knowing that it's basically just Cleaver with splash damage, but it costs more. Go with your 6, so 3 we'd have 2 points in Tyrannus, and then we'd have 7 points left to allocate. So we could get a very low level version of healing, but I don't think we'd actually want that. Could get HP up back to 5, though. Leave 3 points for other things, I guess Shelter, Mercury, and maybe Stamina. Actually, yeah, Stamina sounds like a good idea. Because I think there is a dragon with a debuff for max HP. So it would then... Oh, their speed is a part of it, god damn it. I'm gonna be slow as fuck if I use it. Also, Blaze, Frost, and Shock, depending on how those work. I know the elemental side applies only to normal attacks, or more specifically, if it says attacks with equipped weapon, was the phrasing in later games. But I want to say but there's a hidden damage buff in here that's separate from the elemental stuff, and that like applies universally. Unless it's just a universal buff to the element you're buffing with. a whole other issue. With 6 extra points, I'd probably allocate a couple to HP up, and then put 1 point into Shelter, Mercury, and Stamina, so that we can at least negate the corresponding debuffs. And then whatever's left over, because I think there'd be like 1 point left after that. I might put it into Erasure. Or HP up, actually. Or Survival. As for Alyssa with 6 points, that's not enough to max out the up skills. It is enough to start investing into TP regen, though. Which is also debatable, because fights are just over before we would really run out of TP. More likely to die than not, although now that we're in the post-game fights, that might actually be a concern. I guess we could give a slight bump to the up skills. Still don't know if that's actually worthwhile. I can go through retirement and see how that plays out while as a something to do while training up Noir. Alright. With that planning done, it's just about 1700. Just about in time, anyways. So now we're actually onto the hard content. I will say it has been a spike, though. Not a spike I'm wholly unprepared for, but definitely one that kinda came out of nowhere. Yep, 5 rings and... Oh, you're just resistant to everything and you're immune to Volt. What the heck? Okay, so what we did was indeed the right call. It's just a lose-lose situation against it. Hell. Yeah, as soon as the rare of all form of Yggdrasil's bud that goes through the wagon. It's like, it implies there's other variants or tiers of the bud, and I've never seen them. So I don't get that. I'm not even sure if I'll ever find it. Yeah, at this point it's preparing for post-game and trying to get rare stuff, and at this point there still is a strong part of me that says I should do this all on my own. And not like off-stream on my own, I mean like without looking anything up. On the other hand, you have made me rather aware that most of the quote-unquote conditional drops are just chance-based. And I'd really rather know the conditions for these drops before I start going to grind them out. Because again, it's first game. Like, I remember for the Gorilla and Diabolix, it was full blind. That's what we needed. But if it was both chance-based and full blind, then fuck, man. Oh, I think Stalker was arm bind. Oh, we're gonna kill that thing with one hit, aren't we? Eek. Yeah, I think I'll say at this point, we're either at or almost at the point where I'm going to okay the use of the guide. Not for the 6th stratum, of course. Nothing about the 6th stratum, but for stuff that we have here, getting these conditional drops. And as well as figuring out what they unlock in the shops, because in later games, it's just you get the drop, it will unlock something in the shop, but here it's like you have to get the drop 10 fucking times. And I'd want to know that I have to get it 10 times, not that it just unlocked nothing. I think that's enough ranting. Thank you very much for joining me this week. Catch you all next week. Until then, fare thee well.